Hi everyone, I'm Sherry. So right now I'm gonna just talk about what my experience was like at the SM audition and just last month on April 24, 2017. I'll tell you first how I applied. On the website, it has like different options you can do. You can either email them, but like there's like a specific email like canada@smtown.com or something like that. You can also like submit an online application, or you can even like use the Everything app to apply for the SM audition. What I did was like, first I filled out like an online form. I put my information there, you know, Sherry, you know, my name, my address or whatever. After that, I thought maybe they didn't get my application, so like I ended up just like emailing them instead. So I emailed them like just my name. A few weeks after, like I finally got an email, I think like 1 week before the actual audition in Toronto. So it told me like the venue, the venue address and the information, like the time that my audition's at. It said please be on time. That's basically what it said. When I got that email, I was like, oh, it's already like next week. Like that was really fast. So I didn't know specifically what I was gonna sing. Throughout the week before my audition, I kept singing different songs to see what I was gonna sing. The day before the audition, I finally came up with 2 songs that I might sing, and so I decided to maybe sing If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys, or this really old song called Close To by Wakefield. It's actually a really good song. So on April 24, 2017, my audition time was at 1 p.m. and so it said be on time. I live in Brampton. The commute there is obviously like an hour or so, right? I decided to take the transit bus first from my house with my sister, my twin sister, and then like go on the GO train. So I woke up really early. I woke up maybe like around like 10. So like I got ready and then we finally left the house like around 11. When it says be on time, like I'm always on time. When we were at the mall, like we were at this other mall to get a bus to the GO station, we took the wrong bus, literally. We were supposed to take like this 15 bus, right? That would take us to GO station, but we ended up taking a different 15 bus. Instead, like we ended up like having to walk like to like a nearby restaurant like Subway, and we called Uber instead because I was really like pissed off. I'm like, no, we gotta get there. And it was already like 12 already, like, and then we didn't even get to the station yet until Uber came. And then finally went on that GO train. It took us maybe like an hour to get there to Toronto, but it's really comfortable on the GO train. It's so good. So yeah, so we made it there, but the problem was it was already like 1:30. So I was like, oh, is like something gonna happen? Like, I mean, it said to be there at 1, but we ended up arriving there at 1:30 instead. But when I was there, like it was located at a downtown Holiday Inn hotel in Toronto. We were in the lobby and I see like several like Asians or whatever. They had like their numbers and it said SM audition there. So I'm like, oh, so this is definitely the place. But I didn't know specifically where to apply. I asked the front desk and they said, oh, we're just up the stairs. And I said, okay. So the lobby literally looked like this.
Well, it wasn't as white as that.
So we were in the lobby and my sister, she decided to ditch me. She was actually supposed to audition with me, like sing as well, because I was auditioning for singing. And yeah, so she ditched me to go out with a friend. So I'm like, thanks. So I ended up going by myself, and so when I went upstairs to the second floor where the application and the auditions were going to be held at, I thought maybe it would be in a bigger room, but it actually wasn't really like a big room, like where you like wait and then you go into the audition room. I thought it was going to be big, but it's not actually that big. It looks like one of those like conference rooms, but like not too big. Maybe like for like a reception or something like that. And then when I finally went on the second floor, like there was like this long lineup, in front of this room. It said like, I think it's like, oh, it said waiting room, right? Waiting room. And then it said like apply here or whatever. And there's like a girl who's like standing in front of the door. Oh, not standing, sorry. She's shitting in front of the door. And there's a table in front of her. And she just basically gives like several individuals their numbers. And then they wait inside the room. So we went to the back of the line, my sister and I, and then like when I finally went inside the room, like it took a while, maybe like we were standing in line for maybe like 30 minutes or so. So then she finally ditched, and then I went inside the room. I got my number, and it turns out they don't really care about like what time you're supposed to be at, like your audition time. I guess like mine actually didn't start at 1. Like it depends on like what time you actually get there. Like you could have went earlier, or I could have went later, and that would have been my audition time. Yeah, it was kind of useless how they told me like my audition time was at 1 p.m. when it wasn't really. Yeah, so I got my number, and then I got inside the room, and in the room there was like a bunch of chairs, and then there was like many individuals like sitting down, and then people were like, we have to like receive this piece of paper, and basically you just write down your basic info, like your name, your address, what you're auditioning for, that kind of stuff.
So this is the sheet that they give you.
Yeah, so you just like filled it out. You fill it out, and yeah, and then you just wait. You just find a seat or whatever. Around the room, there's like posters of like SM artists, and it says like no photography, no videos. Even the host there in the room, he constantly keeps saying in the microphone, no pictures, no videos. And they also show like, they have like a screen where they show like the music videos of SM artists. They show all of it. Like there's like Red Velvet, EXO. They show all of that just to keep you entertained, I guess. So I've actually been in that room for like maybe like 2.5 hours. I mean, I thought like you would make a lot of friends there, because that's what I heard. Like you make a lot of friends, but didn't really make any friends. I mean, I tried to be social, but like everyone's just like, and all those who were talking were mostly like those who were actually friends who actually came together to the audition. So actually I was okay. I was just on my phone really the whole time, but I did talk to like several people. But yeah, so we were just in the waiting room. It was actually so funny. Like there was this girl, and she was she was on her phone, and the guy, like the host in the waiting room, he came up to the girl and he was like, excuse me, did you take a picture or did you take a video of the place? And she's like, no, not yet. And he's like, not yet? Yeah, you can't take a picture, you can't take a video. He sounded like so dry and like really salty. And so she was like, okay. I was like, oh. I mean, a lot of like, some of the staff were nice, some of them were not so nice. Some of them like thought they were like all that. No offense, but I'm just saying. Well, the guy seemed a little bit rude to like several people, like even when they didn't even take a picture or whatever. I low-key took a picture, but he didn't even notice. He was looking my way, but didn't notice. So I was waiting there for like 2.5 hours, and usually like during like that time I'm waiting, there's like a group of 10 people that are called up, so they call your numbers. Okay. I'm so weird, like I actually put it in a notebook, I don't know why. So this was my number, 15707, and when I just came into the room, they literally called like 15650 or something like that, or like 155, whatever. So they weren't at 7 yet, basically, right? They were like 5 or 6 or whatever. And so I'm like, oh damn, like I gotta wait so long now. But it's okay. Patience is a virtue. So I waited, and I finally decided that I'm just gonna sing If I Ain't Got You instead of the other song. So I continued to like listen to it like on my phone. I kept remembering lyrics, memorizing it, because like actually, like the week before my audition, I actually didn't know the song. I've heard of it, but like I just never really sung it, so I don't really know the lyrics or whatever. But I decided to sing it because I don't know, it just sounds like something that can help me show off my voice in a way. So that's why I practiced it for like a week and I memorized lyrics. But like I know for sure that like I did hear that like they won't really tell you to like sing the full song. I only like prepared like the first verse and the chorus. Like that was it. I didn't even memorize the rest, just that. Because I know like they're just like all about, okay, hurry up, you know, just sing your highlight parts. But they do advise you obviously to keep a backup song, have several backup songs in case they might call you in, but I only had like maybe like one backup song which was close to you instead. Yeah, I decided to sing If I Ain't Got You, so that was a song I was practicing while I was in the waiting room. Well, I wasn't singing it out loud, I was just like listening to it over and over again and memorizing lyrics, because like my worst nightmare is forgetting my lyrics, literally. Yeah, so they called people like 10 by 10 or whatever. They're on the line, I'm just waiting, and then finally, 2.5 hours later, like my number is finally called, 15707, and then I'm like, oh, I'm here. So then I give them my paper where I wrote down like my basic info, like my name or whatever. So you don't give it to them right away, but you just give it to them when they call your number. I gave the guy my paper, and so he told me to line up. So like there's usually like 2 lines. So like there's one line that's like gonna go first, and then they set up another line beside them. The line against the wall, like they left, and so we had to make a new line against the wall. So I was like third or fourth in the line out of 10. Beside me, well, on my left, there was this white girl. I think she was French. I asked her what she's auditioning for. And she's like, oh, I'm auditioning for dance. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's really good. And I asked her, like, did you practice at home? And she's like, yeah, not really a lot, but like, I know it's freestyle, so I'm really nervous. I'm like, don't worry, you'll do well. Like, I was trying to encourage her because she was nervous as well, and I was so nervous too. And she asked me what I was auditioning for. I'm like, oh, I'm auditioning for singing. She's like, oh, that's cool. And then on my right, it was really interesting. On my right, there was a small girl, and she told me she was 16. They're Asian too. One of them looks Korean. Oh, they both kind of look Korean or Chinese. I don't know like what type of Asian they are. So adorable. Like, so like the girl's like 16 years old, and then on my actual right is a little boy. And I asked him how old he is, and he told me he's 12 years old. And I'm like, wow, 12. Oh my gosh, wow. You're definitely gonna get in with your looks. Like, he's just so adorable. Like, he looks like he was born like a K-pop star. I didn't really ask for the names. I don't remember if I did, but they're just so adorable though. So I asked them what they were doing, and the girl, the 16-year-old girl, she told me that she's auditioning for dance, and she changed her option like last minute because she wanted to go for singing, but then she decided to change it to dancing. She was in a rush because she was still at school, but then she had to like take a break from school really quickly, like leave school first, and then come back quickly because she had like a play or something like that to go to. So I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Like, she sacrificed her school. You know, I'm obviously like a lot of people I know did that, but like, it's just so cool how like she's like so energetic. Like, she was honestly like so outgoing, more than I was. She didn't even look nervous. Same as the little boy too. I asked the 12-year-old boy beside me what he was auditioning for, and he told me he was auditioning for rap. And I was like, oh my god, wow. I was like, wow, this boy can rap. I actually want to hear it. Like, I was actually so excited to hear it. After like waiting for me for like 10 minutes or so, like the leader of our group, one of the staff members, she brought us outside the waiting room, and then we went straight down this hallway, this narrow hallway, and we were brought to in front of like this big room. We couldn't see inside, obviously the doors were closed, and that's where the audition was being held. There was people like waiting, like there was chairs outside of the room where people can wait, so there was already a group sitting outside there who was preparing to go inside soon. We were just like the second group that was gonna like replace them after they go inside. So over there was another staff member in front of the big room, and she said, okay, for singers, like they kept repeating this, like all the staff members, they're like, okay, for singers, remember, just sing your highlight parts because they just want to see you show off your voice. That's it. Don't sing anything like anything that's not the highlight parts. Just go straight into it. So they're basically saying just go into the chorus or whatever. And I said, okay, yeah, we're all saying yeah, okay. And then she gave advice to like dancers, models as well. So yeah, she gave them advice of what they should do. She said that singers have to go first, and then dancers and models go next. And we're like, okay. So we're prepared for that. She said, if you have any questions, just let me know. And we're like, okay. I wasn't so sure, like, because I actually wanted to like go into the pre-chorus and then into the chorus. So I wasn't sure if she just wanted me to go straight into the chorus, because like I think I would forget my lyrics if I went straight into the chorus. I would almost prefer if I can beat into it. I asked her that like before we actually came inside. I asked her if I can sing the pre-chorus and then the chorus. She's like, yeah, that's fine. And I said, okay, good. I was so nervous, like my heart was pumping. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. But honestly, I didn't really do it just to become a K-pop star. Like, I just did it because I wanted the experience to see what it's actually like to audition for something so big. So yeah, that's why I decided to go for that. I usually have stage fright. Not really. Like, I'm okay if I'm performing with someone else, but I'm mostly nervous when I'm by myself. But it's okay for the experience. Like, I want to like kind of get out of my comfort zone so I can kind of get used to the feeling of singing alone. So during the time when I was waiting outside, I was just talking to like the 16-year-old girl and the little boy. They were so adorable, I swear. They were so cute. I'm like, oh my goodness, like like I'm pretty sure like just by like seeing their personalities, like they would definitely get in, even though I didn't even see their talent yet, but I can just tell like they would get in. I mostly talked to them than like the French girl beside me. Everyone just seemed really quiet in my group. There was like several males in my group too. Not a lot of females though. The 16-year-old girl was telling me that there's a lot of singers in our group, and I'm like, oh really? I thought like maybe some of the guys would be dancing or something. But it turns out maybe like 2 of them were modeling and then the rest were singing. So after the first group went inside, We were waiting for a while, and so obviously the staff member kept like advising us, repeating again what she was saying. Remember saying your highlight parts. I'm just keeping in my mind because I didn't want to like forget my lyrics. While we're waiting, the group before us, they finally came out, and then there was this guy who didn't come back out yet. So I guess he was called back or whatever, and I hear these two girls, they come out of the audition room and they're like smiling, they're like laughing, they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, he's definitely getting in. And I'm like, what's going on? After maybe like 10 minutes or 15 minutes or so, the last guy from the group before us, he finally came out, and then the staff member was like, oh, how was it? And he was like, oh, I think they actually like me, you know, they told me to stay back for a little while. I'm not really sure if he actually sang or like maybe dance, but he looked like a dancer though, and he actually looked really like handsome. Like he looked like an actual K-pop star. He was told to stay back for a little while, so definitely the judge definitely liked him. He probably looked like maybe he was like 18 or 19, but not younger though. Yeah, he looked really mature for his age. And then finally our group finally came in. While we were inside, I didn't realize that there was already a group there still. We were sitting down, like my group was just sitting against the wall because we were advised to sit against the wall until it's our turn. The singers had to go first, and so the dancers and the models had to like stay back. They had to wait first. And then I saw the judge. The judge was she looked like one of those really mean ajumas in the Korean dramas. I don't know, she just looked like that. She had short hair, black hair, kind of chubby face, but again, like really like she looked like one of those mean ajumas. Like she looked like she didn't care at all. Beside her was just the camera guy, and so he was in the way like her interpreter, like whatever she spoke in Korean, because she only spoke in Korean. She didn't speak in English. Whenever she's speaking Korean, the camera guy is like doing camera and he is interpreting for her. While the singers went first, I saw that like her behavior was like she was just always on her phone. She was texting and she was like, next. Like she just looked so like really mean. She was just always on her phone. And then if she actually liked the individual, she would look up and she would just stare at them. But if she didn't like it, like if she didn't really enjoy her performance, she'd just go back down on her phone. There was this one individual where she was singing. When she was singing, I'm not gonna judge anyone. Like I'm not gonna judge anyone singing at all. I'm not gonna say some are bad. Some singers, like their volume was just not too loud enough that like it sounded really like small. Like you couldn't really hear it. So in terms of that, it seemed like because of that, the judge didn't really care at all. There was this one individual, she was singing, and I'm not gonna say it's horrible singing because honestly, I think everyone did a great job. I mean, if they have the courage to go in front of the judge, then that's amazing, you know? But there was this one girl where she seemed kind of nervous, uncomfortable a little bit, and so when she was singing, she only sang maybe like 10 seconds or 5 seconds, and the woman, she was just like next in Korean. She was like next. Like she just cut her off in the middle of her song. She didn't even finish, like she didn't even get to the highlight part yet. And I'm like, oh, I feel so bad for her. Like I actually did feel really bad for her. I'm like, that's kind of unfair, you know? She didn't get to the highlight parts, but she should have sang it like first, but I guess she didn't. I don't know, the woman's behavior seemed really intimidating and she just seemed really rude as well. Like she just didn't really care. So after like they were done, the dancers from my group came up, and so they were dancing. I saw the 12-year-old girl, she was dancing. She was actually dancing really well. Like she looked like she didn't have a care in the world. It seemed like she was dancing in front of her family. Like I'm like, wow, like her confidence level was just amazing. All the dancers, all the actors, all the models, they were just great. I was really surprised. I mean, I thought the singers were supposed to go first in my group, but in terms of like the other group, since the dancers already like went first, they decided to call the dancer from my group to go first and then just leave the singers last. So they all went, and then sometimes she was looking up at like each individual dancer, and then sometimes she wasn't. When people have long hair, like she tells them, you know, make sure you can actually see your tag, but she says it in Korean though. Make sure we actually see your tag, put your hair back, you know, your long hair back. If she can't see your actual tag, then she'll do like a shot. Like she would like grab the camera herself and she would like take a video of each individual. She's like, okay, and she would say the number. She's like 5 something, 1 5 something something, right? And then she would take a video of everyone, and then that would be it. From that group, no one was called back. She didn't really say, oh, can you stay behind, whatever. She didn't. She said, okay, thank you for your work, whatever, good work. So they all left, and then it was singers last. So it was just us, like just the group of singers in my group. Like no other group was inside but us. We all went up, and then I was really nervous. I'm just like, I feel nervous even thinking about it right now. I was the only girl in my singing group basically. So I was like third last, and then the small like 12-year-old boy was like right beside me, and then another guy there, and then like 3 other guys beside me. The singers on my right, they went first like individually. Like there was like a line that you had to stand behind, and so when it was your turn you had to stand in front of it. Each individual beside me, like they went first. There was also this guy like right on my right, and right on my right, that's funny, sorry. And so yeah, and he sang really well. Like it was really like he projected it so well that like he actually caught the attention of her. Like she looked up for like maybe like 10 seconds, and then she went back on her phone. Sometimes she was on her phone or she was just checking her profile. That's what she was doing. When it was finally my turn, I stepped up, and then I thought I was gonna read the lyrics, but I knew I was gonna start from the pre-chorus and then the chorus. So I sang the pre-chorus and then went straight into the chorus. I projected as loud as I could, and I could see that like I think from the corner of my eye, because like you always have to look straight at the camera, like, you know, like they have the camera there and they say look straight at the camera, don't look anywhere else. So I was looking straight at the camera, but I can see in the corner of my eye the woman, she wasn't really looking at me, so it really like made me kind of disappointed and like oh my audition's a waste, but oh well, right? I couldn't tell if she was on her phone or if she was on like if she was reading my profile or whatever, but I just felt like butthurt. I'm like, oh, okay, don't look at me then. But I could see the camera guy. The camera guy, he seemed more interested in my audition. He was like, and I was like, okay. So I just like tried to smile as well. And so he seemed more interested in my audition than the actual judge. And so I'm so thankful that she didn't cut me off though. I just sang the pre-chorus and the chorus. I don't really know if she actually looked up. I didn't really see that in the corner of my eye. So anyways, after I finished mine, I'm so thankful I didn't mess up on my lyrics though. I memorized it well. So I was pretty happy. And then I stepped back, and then finally the 12-year-old boy, he steps up. So the camera's on him now, and then the woman, she's still on her phone, and then when he like starts rapping, I'm like, are you like the next G-Dragon or something? Like he's actually so good like, at rapping for like a young age. He actually caught the attention of the woman. She actually looked up and she started smiling. She was like, and then she personally got the camera herself. Like after like he stopped rapping, he actually didn't mess up on his lyrics. Like he did so well. He sounded like a pro rapper already. After he finished, he stepped back, and then the woman said in Korean, oh, can you step back and do it again? I'm gonna like film you again. And she said everyone that's beside him to like move away from him, so it's just him in the shot. I'm like, oh, okay. So I just stepped back, and then she's like that, and we're like, okay. She's holding the camera herself. Like the camera guy's not even holding anymore. Like you can tell she's interested in him, obviously. So she holds the camera, and then she's like okay. So then after like when he was rapping again, like I can't believe she actually stood up from her chair to actually hold the camera herself. So he was rapping again, but he kind of messed up like several times. Like he forgot his lyrics, but then the woman, like she didn't really care. She just kept smiling. She was like, you know, as if like you've seen like a really cute boy. That's basically her reaction. She's like, oh, just like that. And then after that, after he was done, she asked him in Korean to like turn to his right to get his side profile. So he did that and turned to his other right, and that's what he did. Go behind. So he basically got like a full like 360 degrees of him basically. After that, he was done. He stepped back, and so I'm like, wow, this boy, he's definitely gonna become a trainee, an SM trainee. Like I can tell. You know, he's young, he's really cute too, and he raps so well. Like he's like probably gonna be the next G-Dragon. I mean, you never know, right? And then the last guy he sang, honestly, everyone was great. And so he sang, and she wasn't interested. She just looked at her phone again. As I said before, if she's interested in you, she would look up and she would actually smile, and she would actually hold the camera herself. If she's not interested, she was looking at your profile, or she's just looking on her phone. That's all she did. She was just like texting on Kakao Talk or something like that. So she's okay. And she just looked at all of us. She was like, good work, right? She said in Korean, and then we all left the room. And then that was it. That was the whole audition. And we just exited the area. We went downstairs to the first floor in the lobby. And I contacted my sister, and that was it. I was actually gonna tell the little boy like, oh, good job, but I had to leave right away because like I had to like use the washroom badly. So that was the whole audition process. Very interesting. I actually personally did enjoy it, but I was really nervous as well. I just didn't really appreciate the judges' like behavior. I mean, I understand you're there for like really, really long hours, but you know, it's better not to like look down. It's better to like give in each individual, you know, some hope at least, you know, give them some respect that like you're there. But I understand if I was there for a long time, I go on my phone, but like not during summer audition. I mean, I give each individual their own spotlight. I honestly don't think I will become an SM trainee, but because I'm 18 now, I'm turning 19, so I know that SM usually they prefer younger individuals. So when they grow up, you know, like they debut when they're 18 or 17 or 16, right? I'm okay though. I honestly am really thankful for my experience. Yeah, I just want to share that with you. If you have any questions, feel free to like ask me in the comments. I'm sorry if I talk so fast. So I'm gonna start like a YouTube channel. Well, this YouTube. I'm gonna start like singing more covers online. I haven't actually posted covers online yet, but I want to. So I hope you will be interested in that. So yeah, feel free to ask me anything, and enjoy your day, guys. Thank you. Bye.